So we are in our third month of our 2024 theme, Ubuntu, we rise together. And our theme for March is transformation. And our companion book this month is one of my favorites, The Dream Giver. Has anyone read this? The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. And he also wrote The Prayer of Jabez, which is another one of my favorite books. So I'm going to be referring to this month. So you'll know how we like to start our monthly journeys. How do we start? Oh, people on Zoom, how we start our monthly journeys? What do I do first?
Look it up.
Thank you, Jan. We start with definitions. So, transformation, which is our theme for the month, means to change in form, appearance, or structure. And the origins of transform is Latin, and it means to change in shape. So I want to break it down just a little bit more. Trans, as a prefix, means across, beyond, and through. Across, beyond, and through. So transformation means going beyond form. Can you say that with me?
Yes.
Going beyond form. All right. So there's a Wayne Dyer quote. He says, transformation literally means going beyond your form. Literally. And we know that the most transformative power in the universe is what? Love. Love. And that transformative love is no ordinary love. It is no ordinary love. And you'll remember that Sade song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is. I told Robin I can't sing it, but you got it in there for me. So this is no ordinary love. No ordinary love. The love that created each and every one of us is no ordinary love. So what does that mean? That means that we are not ordinary. We are not ordinary. We are extraordinary because the love that contemplated upon itself created each and every one of us as a unique, individualized expression. There is not another one of me. There is not another one of you. Isn't that awesome? So Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind, if the formless did not take form, spirit would never arrive at self-realization. I'll say that again. If the formless did not take form, spirit would never arrive at self-realization. So we are the self-realization of God. That is so huge. And I always think about it in the sense of my children. And I've said this many times that God gets to experience being a mother to Aria and Zola through and as me. Otherwise, God would not have that experience. God would not have that experience. So we are the self-realization of so many things. And none of those things are ordinary because they are coming through and as each and every one of us. And that same process, that self-actualize, is a process that each and every one of us uses, whether we know it or not. We are always creating. We are always creating who we are every single day. Yes?
Yes.
So we get to use the same creative process. The only difference is in degree, right? I can't create planets, right? But I can't create a plate of food. I can create my heart's desire, right? So the only difference is in degree. So when we are using our subconscious or subjective mind, we are using the creative power of the universe. We get to use the power. We don't create the power. We use the power. Yes? Mm-hmm. So let us remember that there is one mind, not two. There's one mind, not two. Ernest Holmes also writes in the Science of Mind text, there is but one mind, whether it be individual or universal. Mind in its subconscious or subjective state is the law of cause and effect. Transformation is going beyond form. So that means that transformation is part of our spiritual DNA. We transform all the time, but are we conscious of our transformation? Sometimes we are, and sometimes we are not. But we have already gone beyond form by being born in this physical realm as spiritual beings. So we've already gone through the process at least once of going from formless to form, because we are here. Yes? Mm-hmm. So we know through our teachings of science of mind that we are creating through the formless, the invisible into the visible. Yes? Amen. Yes. Yes. So we see beyond that which is seen. We see beyond that which is seen. So I want to share a little bit with you from the Dream Giver. And so the Dream Giver is a book about transformation. And the main character in the book, his name is Ordinary. Not long ago and not far away, a nobody named Ordinary lived in the land of familiar. Every day was pretty much the same for Ordinary. In the mornings, he got up and went to his usual job. After work, he ate almost the same dinner he'd eaten the evening before. Then he sat in his recliner and watched the box that mesmerized most nobodies on most nights. Can anyone relate to that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Tell the truth, shame the devil. For the most part, not much happened in familiar that hadn't happened before. Ordinary thought he was content. He found the routines reliable. He blended in with the crowd. And mostly, he wanted only what he had. Until the day Ordinary noticed a small nagging feeling that something was missing from his life. Or maybe the feeling was that he was missing. That he was missing from something big. He wasn't sure. The little feeling grew, and even though nobodies in familiar didn't generally expect the unexpected, Ordinary began to wish for it. He began to wish for it. That little feeling grew. Right? You ever had that? Mm-hmm. Yes. It's like a little tingling. Or it might feel like a little something in your tummy area. Right? Mm-hmm. And it just won't go away unless we push it away. And many of us push it away. But Ordinary said the little feeling grew, the feeling that he was missing something big. that he was missing no ordinary love that wanted to self-realize and self-actualize through him. The feeling that there must be something more to life. There must be something more to me. Life is not getting up, doing the usual thing, coming home and watching, I like that he calls it the box, right? Because now we could apply the box to so many things, not just TV. The box is now our phones, the box is our tablets, the box are video games, the box, right? So he knew there was something more. All right, I'm going to keep going. Time passed. Then one morning, Ordinary woke up with these words echoing in his mind. What you are missing, you already have. The first time I read this book is probably 10 years ago. When I read that line, what you're missing, you already have, I broke down into tears. Because I was so happy and excited that whatever I thought I was missing, I really already have it. Right? Could it be Ordinary looked and looked, and then he discovered that in a small corner of his heart lay a big dream. The big dream told him that he, a nobody, was made to be a somebody and destined to achieve great things. Day after day, Ordinary showed up at his usual job, but while he worked, he thought about his dream. He thought about how wonderful it would be to do what he loved to do instead of just dreaming about it. By a show of hands, does anyone think about how wonderful it would be to do what you love to do?
Oh, yes.
All right. All right. About half the room. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Is anyone doing what they love to do right now? Robin, B. Come see, come side, Bonnie. Okay. How about y'all on Zoom? Are you doing what you love to do right now? So Robin, what do you love to do?
I love creating.
I love creating. Beautiful. Fee, what do you love to do?
I love inspiring women over 40 like me.
She loves inspiring
Yes.
women over 40 like her. All right. All right. So it's time to remember that we already have the gift. We don't have to go out searching for the gift. The gift is not hidden from us even. The gift is so accessible. It's right where you are. It's right where you are. And so Ordinary is recognizing that there is nothing missing, that there is a possibility that he could live this big dream that he is feeling within himself that is starting to grow and to blossom. Yes? So I remember learning about this African tradition called your Ori. So we all have an Ori, O-R-I, and it is our purpose. And so there's an African proverb story that says that before we come into this physical form, when we're still spiritual beings in formless state with the divine, we are in relationship with our Ori, and we're sharing with our Ori what it is that we want to experience when we come into physical form. And Ori says, you have it, and implants it within us, our purpose. And we are so happy. We can't wait to get to this place called Earth so that we can live our purpose, right? So Long story short, we get birthed into the world, right? And as soon as our umbilical cord is cut, we forget. We forget our ori. We forget our purpose. And many of us wander around knowing, having a sense that there was something that I said yes to. And guess what? Ori never left. Even in those times when we are wandering around, confused, lost, Ori is still present within us, never leaving our side. So ordinary's Ori is becoming present to him again. And it came in a dream. So, Ori is no ordinary love. Your purpose is not an ordinary love. It is extraordinary, the purpose that you are here to be. So this is what no ordinary love does. You're ready for this?
Yes.
This no ordinary love is patient and kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. Does this sound familiar? It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. This love transforms the dream into reality. This love transformed the dream from the invisible realm to the visible realm. It always trusts. It always perseveres. So if you're in doubt or worry right now, know that no ordinary love perseveres. It shall be done. And so it is. Yes?
Yes.
So this love transforms. One of the things that I love about that verse from the Bible is including rejoices with the truth. In my opinion, we don't rejoice enough. We don't rejoice enough. To rejoice about our purpose, to rejoice about our ori, to rejoice about just being here. That is something to rejoice about. Yes? Yes. So a good place to start to cultivate our gifts is to have an attitude of rejoicing, to get on a little praise dance, right? Oh, I have a time, y'all. I have a time. Y'all think I'm playing? I will put on some music and I will get a good praise dance in because I am so grateful to be living in my purpose. I don't take it for granted. And that little praise dance I get on, it raises my vibration.
Yes.
And it radiates out into the atmosphere. This is what we get to do for each other, right? We get to rejoice in each other's ori, each other's gifts, right? We're not boasting. It was so funny yesterday. Yesterday I did a memorial service for one of my dear friends. Her father passed away. And the memorial service was yesterday, and it was extraordinary. It was beautiful. And afterwards, I went to pick up Zola, and she said, "How did the memorial service go?" I said, "It was fabulous. I was so good." And she was like, about some humble pie, mommy, right? And I was like, just because I'm rejoicing and sharing my gifts means that I'm not being humble? Oh no, sweetheart. That is not what that means, right? We get to rejoice when we get to share our gifts. Yes, yes, that's what we get to do.
That's so good.
Yes. So I say to frolic. Frolic with your gifts, y'all. Merriment and play. We don't do enough of it. And we get to remind each other, lighten up, right? Come over here and do a little praise dance with me. Yes?
Yes.
So we raise our consciousness from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And it doesn't take long to do. I have news. It's not a chore. It's not a struggle. It's not a hustle. It's not a grind. It is who we are. It's more difficult to be who you are not. Look at how much effort you're putting into being who you are not. There is grace and ease in being who you are, being your gift. Because there is no ordinary love that would make it otherwise. Why would a love make it hard for you to be an expression of love in the world? Love don't do that. Love clears the path. Love says, here you go. But we have to trust. We have to trust when it seems like it is difficult. When it seems like it is difficult, we have to trust that no ordinary love is showing up through us and as us. Yes?
Amen. Yes. Yes.
So let's just think about transformation happening in the land of the unknown, because that's what's scary for us, that we don't know. If I take this leap, we're doing the big leap, that book in our book study. If I take the big leap into the unknown, what's going to happen? But we trust and we take the leap anyway. And it's so much more fun to do that in Ubuntu, in community, right? Because we leap together. We're afraid of the unfamiliar. We're afraid to be uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is one of the greatest gifts that love gives us. Think about what is born through comfortability. Just use birth. And let me tell you, if you haven't given birth, I'll tell you right here and right now, it ain't the most comfortable thing. It's very uncomfortable. Ask a caterpillar, how comfortable, little caterpillar, how comfortable was it for you to transform into a butterfly? The caterpillar will tell you, it'll be all gooey and mushy because it's doing this transformation. But it will tell you, I had to dissolve everything. I had to let everything go. I had to become formless again.
Yes.
So that I can become what you see before you now. But it was always there within me. All of the components were already there within me. So we go through the uncomfortable spaces. We go through the uncomfortable spaces. So the level of metamorphosis is the realization that God can only do for us what God can do through us. So we have to be open We have to be open. Ernest Holmes reminds us in The Science of Mind, we each receive what we ask for according to our ability to embody it. So we must embody it. We must own it, in other words. Life always becomes to us the particular thing we need when we believe that it becomes to us that particular thing. The understanding of this is the essence of simplicity. I'm going to say that again. Life always becomes to us the particular thing we need when we believe that it becomes to us that particular thing. So we become that particular thing in order for that particular thing to come through us. We have to become that particular thing first in consciousness. Yes? So we are the embodiment of no ordinary love. So I'm going to jump back in to see what's going on with ordinary real quick. So guess what happens? Ordinary starts to hate his usual job. He realizes this wasn't what he was made to do. And he said to himself, I just know it. I just know this was not what I was made to do. So he tells his father the whole story. And he says, Father, I'm growing sadder by the day. I don't like my usual job anymore. In fact, I think I hate it. Father looked up and said, that's terrible. What happened? So before he could stop himself, he told his father about the dream and the dream giver and his big dreams. He said, I was to be made a somebody and achieve great things. He said, and then he told his father the name of his dream. As he spoke, his father trembled. He was sure that his father would laugh or call him a fool, but his father didn't. His father said, I'm not surprised to hear you say these things. You're not, Ordinary said. No, his father said. You had that dream ever since you were little. Don't you remember? You used to build that same dream with sticks and mud in front of the house. Then Ordinary did remember. He always had this dream. It was what he always wanted to do and what he always thought he'll be doing. His eyes filled with tears. He said, Father, I think I was born to do this. That's us, y'all. That is us. He was ready. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
So let's do what Ordinary did. And one of the things that Ordinary did was he started a dream journal. And so I talk a lot about the power of writing things down, right? So I'm going to share this with you. The dream giver gave me a big dream before I was even born. Remember, Ori? Before we were even born, we said yes to our divine purpose. I just finally woke up to it. My dream is what I do best and what I love most to do. So, what do you do best and what do you love to do? Write that down. What do I do best and what do I love to do most? He goes on to write, I had to sacrifice and make big changes to pursue my dream, but it was worth it. We have to start doing different things if we want a different result. We can't keep doing what we've been doing and expect to get something else. It just doesn't work that way. So what is it that you are willing to let go of, release, surrender, to create more space for your dream? Yes?
Yes.
He says, it makes me sad to think that so many nobodies are missing something so big. So to summarize, and this is a red Melissa sprinkle on this, we make it actionable. So I'm grateful that everyone is here in service today. I'm grateful that you all listen. I'm grateful that it resonated with some. However, if we don't make it actionable, if we don't apply it in our life, then this is just information and maybe for some entertainment. So wake up and stay awake to the truth of who you are. Don't go back to sleep, y'all. And when we're in community, we get to nudge each other. Girl, you're going back to sleep. Wake up. We need to remind ourselves and each other that we are the embodiment of love. And that love is no ordinary love. Write down what you do best and what you love to do. So we got that. What are you willing to sacrifice? Stop doing whatever is not in alignment with your dreams. Stop. Whatever is not in alignment with your dream, stop doing that. A baby step. Just take a baby step. And lastly, keep your vibration high through prayer and praise. Get your praise dance on to raise your vibration. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to catch up with what's next for Ordinary next Sunday.